I'm gonna give you 15 years of fat loss advice in just 10 minutes. So in this video, I'm gonna show you how my client lost 20 pounds and went from this to this in just 3 months. I'll go over 4 critical pieces of the fat loss puzzle, and I'll give you some incredibly simple and actionable tips on how to implement all of these strategies. Now, if the foods or beverages that you're consuming are harming your digestion, you absolutely have to remove those from your nutrition. If you don't do this though, it's gonna be 10 times harder to lose weight. I mean, let's think about it. If your digestive system is damaged or inflamed, can it break down your food properly? Can it absorb your nutrients from your food properly? Or can it kill pathogens and harmful bacteria effectively? Absolutely not, there's no way. So if you're eating anything that's making you burp, fart, gassy, bloated, constipated, that gives you diarrhea or even causes your skin to break out, you gotta chuck it. Now the first is gonna be alcohol because it can irritate your stomach lining, it reduces digestive enzyme production, it disrupts the balance of your gut bacteria, and also harms liver function, all of which are really important for fat loss. Next, eliminating fried foods is gonna be critical because they're cooked in oxidized seed oils, which can cause inflammation in your gut lining, and they also generate free radicals, which can lead to oxidative stress and cellular damage in your body. Then there's also just getting rid of ultra processed foods in general. So things like chips and crackers, which often contain seed oils, which in addition to what I just said, impairs liver function, contributes to lipid peroxidation, and promotes cellular damage. And lastly, there's high fructose corn syrup, which is extremely hard on your liver and can contribute to excess endotoxin in the gut, which are basically just these toxic components found in the outer membranes of certain bacteria that can trigger inflammatory responses. So if you remove those foods from your diet, that should stop a lot of the metaphorical bleeding, and it's definitely gonna help with fat loss. But now that we know exactly what not to eat, what should you be eating to actually help you lose weight? Now, when it comes to some of the foods that you need to prioritize, you're gonna wanna start with foods that can help heal your gut while also supporting your body from a cellular energy production standpoint and also hormonally. So there's 3 really important things to cover that are gonna be really beneficial from a fat loss perspective. And to kick things off, what do you think the best way is to heal your gut? Well, one of the best things that you can do after getting rid of all that garbage that we just talked about is to consume foods that are rich in the amino acid glycine, because glycine is known to have anti-inflammatory properties. It can help protect the cell lining of your gut. It also helps in the production of glutathione, which is a major antioxidant in your body. And it also helps with the production of collagen. So it's really good for your skin. And some of the best sources of glycine are gonna be bone broths, beef gelatin, and collagen too. And these are gonna help a ton when it comes to supporting your digestion. I personally eat these on a daily basis, but there's one big problem that glycine-rich foods aren't gonna be able to help you with though, and that's getting all of your micronutrients. Now, before we talk about some of the specific foods that'll maximize your vitamins and minerals, let's quickly go over some of the critically important ones that you have to prioritize that will literally help you melt the fat off your body. Okay, so no one wants to have a slow metabolism, right? And what if I told you that there's actually 22 different vitamins and minerals that really support your metabolism and cellular energy production, but there's one group that's really important, and those are gonna be B vitamins. Now, if you're getting adequate amounts of B vitamins, cellular energy production should be enhanced, which means you should be seeing improvements with your carbohydrate and fat metabolism, which also means that your metabolism in general should be boosted. And we want that, right? Well, you actually really don't wanna neglect these. These are really, really important. So what are some of the most nutrient-dense foods that contain high amounts of B vitamins though? Well, that's gonna be pretty much all meats, but do not eat low-quality pork or chicken, and because of this, beef is gonna be one of the best options. Beef liver is also ridiculously high in B vitamins. Shellfish is an excellent source too, and eggs are gonna be great as well. Now, B vitamins are great, but we also need to focus on another set of vitamins that can help prevent your hormones from completely tanking. So fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin A, D, E, and K are incredibly important when it comes to fat loss, and between 40 and 94% of the population are deficient in at least one of these. But what makes them so special, and how do they help us lose fat? Well, vitamin A supports thyroid function and testosterone production, which is gonna be great for your metabolism. Vitamin D improves insulin sensitivity. Vitamin E is an antioxidant that protects our cells from oxidative stress, and it also opposes excess estrogen, which is likely high in people who carry excess fat. And vitamin K also supports testosterone production and helps improve insulin resistance too. And like I was saying before, these fat-soluble vitamins play a really important role in optimal hormone function, and this is especially important important in our current environment, which is filled with numerous endocrine disruptors, and these disruptors are significantly contributing to the widespread hormone imbalances that we're seeing today. So what foods are high in fat-soluble vitamins then? Well, foods that contain vitamin A are going to be beef liver, eggs, and raw dairy. The best way to get vitamin D is through sunlight. The best foods for vitamin E are going to be shrimp, red palm oil, and extra virgin olive oil. And foods high in vitamin K are eggs, grass-fed butter, raw dairy, and organ meats. Now, even though we need to prioritize micros, there's a huge part of the puzzle that we're missing, and it has to do with macros. So when I work with my clients, I like to use something called the PE diet, which is the protein to energy diet, where you take your consumed protein in grams and then divide that by your energy in grams. And energy is just going to be your consumed net carbs plus fat. So all you do is just divide your protein by your energy, and one of the goals of the PE diet is to target a PE ratio of 1. So this probably sounds a little confusing, but how does this actually work though? Well, first, what you need to do is you have to determine how much protein you should be consuming. And if you want to know how to do this, go to my website, metabolicupgrade.com, and download my macronutrient calculator, where it'll tell you how much protein, carbs, and fats you should be eating. It's literally done for you, and it's super easy. But if you want to make things harder on yourself, you need to find your ideal weight in pounds based on your height and turn that into grams of protein per day. So if you're a 6 foot tall man, your target protein is going to be approximately 200 grams per day. And if you're a woman who's 5'4", you need to be eating about 150 grams of protein per day. So if you want to have a PE ratio of 1 and you're that 6 foot tall guy, you need to be having about 200 grams of energy as well. And when you do the math, you have 200 grams of protein divided by 200 grams of energy, and that equals 1. But it's important to keep in mind that all macronutrients are critically important. You're obviously going to be prioritizing protein, but healthy unprocessed carbs can lower cortisol and support thyroid function. And fat from saturated sources are going to be high in those fat-soluble vitamins that we just talked about, and they're going to support better hormone function too. But if you're at all confused with this, just go download my macronutrient calculator. It also comes with a video on how to use it. It's super helpful. Plus, you'll get weekly actionable fat loss and metabolism boosting tips with my newsletter. All right, so we talked a lot about nutrition, but now I'm sure you're kind of wondering what to do about your lifestyle. So there are 2 really important lifestyle factors that I have all my clients focus on. But before we go into those, have you ever seen those people at the gym who basically go every single day, just crushing the elliptical or the treadmill, and then you see that they've been doing this for years and have seen absolutely 0 results? Well, in my opinion, you shouldn't be going to the gym to burn calories. You should be exercising to get stronger, build muscle, and optimize your hormones. And that's exactly what my client did, who lost 20 pounds in 3 months. She just lifted weights, did Pilates, and walked. And obviously, she also followed my nutrition advice, the stuff that I just gave you. And you're more likely to have a transformation like my client if you're lifting weights while progressively overloading and making regular changes to your program. And when you lift weights, it should be kind of extremely difficult. So when you target a specific rep range, for example, like 8 to 12 reps, you should be pretty fried by the time you're inside that range. And if you reach 12 and you feel like you can do a couple of more or 5 more, you got to increase the weight or change a different parameter like tempo to keep making your workouts more challenging. But if you're neglecting this next thing though, there's no way that you're going to be able to hit your goals. There's no way that you're going to be able to lose fat, and there's no way that you're going to be able to transform your body. Now, if you're not getting enough sleep or you're getting poor quality sleep, this is going to destroy your hormones and how you respond to them, which can negatively affect your weight, your ability to digest and absorb food, and your overall metabolism. In fact, here are 4 super interesting facts about poor sleep that might actually blow your mind. 1 night of sleep deprivation can lead to decreases in insulin sensitivity by 33%. Another study showed that reduced sleep over 4 to 5 nights can reduce insulin sensitivity by 30%, and about 4 hours of sleep at night can also increase cortisol levels by 37 to 45%, which is actually kind of scary. Also, 5 hours of sleep at night just for 1 night can drop your testosterone levels by 10 to 15% the following day. Now, if you want to fix your sleep though, here are 4 quick and simple tips. First, start implementing the previous 4 tips that we just went over. So fix your digestion, prioritize your micros, get your macros in order, and lift weights. Then you're gonna wanna spend more time outside, especially in the morning and evening, and this is gonna help support your circadian rhythm. Also, try to avoid your devices and bright lights at night because this can impair melatonin production and also circadian rhythm too. And get a decent pair of blue blocker glasses to wear at night because they actually work really well. I'll leave an affiliate link in the description below, and this can actually help you go to bed earlier and fall asleep faster. Now, nutrition is something that everyone seems to have a really hard time with. It's always everyone's biggest challenge. So if you want to know exactly how I create my fat loss programs for my clients, watch this video right here.